Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this latest broadcast here from Rebels Radio here today. And this Saturday, we're here at Arbour Park. Slough at home to their visitors who are one place above them in the league table. It's Oxford City who come to Arbour Park today, their first ever visit to the ground, and we wish them a safe journey home. And good afternoon, everyone. This is Rebels Radio. We'll bring you all the action of today's game live for you. And we're here by YouTube. If you would like to get in contact, you can do via Twitter, or if you're listening on YouTube, there should be a comment section. It will come through to us here, and we'll give you a shout out as well. As usual, we'll have highlights from our good friends at FC Video, who are here today filming. They'll be out after the National League have said that they can have them, and whatever these silly little rules that they've got. But there you go, there. Well, we'll get round them sometime. Good, healthy crowd here at the moment here. Arbour Park, slightly overcast here in Slough. Just a couple of dark clouds in the sky, but no hints of rain at the moment this afternoon. And the ground is slowly filling up with people coming into the ground this afternoon. I'll give you the two sides for you in a second and run through some of the other bits for you as well. But I'll start with the other games on in the National League South this afternoon. It's Bath City versus Hungerford Town, Chelmsford City versus Welling United, Concord Rangers versus Woking, Dartford versus Eastbourne Borough, it's Dulwich Hamlet at home to Wealdstone, East Thurrock United at home to St Albans City, Gloucester City versus Truro City, Hampton and Richmond Borough versus Weston-super-Mare, it's Hemel Hempstead Town versus Billericay, and Torquay United versus Chippenham Town. Those are your other games on this afternoon here at Arbour Park, and we hope that you'll be coming in and joining, getting in contact with us. Some other things coming for you, up and coming events for the Rebels. Slough have got a friendly scheduled for this Tuesday evening here at Arbour Park. It will be a 7:30 kick-off, and it will be against AFC Bournemouth under 23 side. So that is this Tuesday, the 11th of September. Please bear in mind it is a 7:30 kick-off on that game, and it will be free entry for any season ticket holders. And if you're not a season ticket holder, the prices will be the same as a pre-season friendly. So it will be £6, I believe, for adults, and therefore whatever for concessions and whatever. So please be aware that is this Tuesday, the 11th of September, a 7:30 kick-off for the Rebels at home to AFC Bournemouth under 23. Next event here then after that, on the 13th of September, that's a Thursday evening, Slough have their first quiz here at Arbour Park. It'll be hosted by Mark Radford, who's a long-time Slough fan. The quiz night will actually start, the actual quiz will start at 8. We'd like you here at 7:30 to make sure that you're all sorted. Maximum of 6 team members in a team, and it's £5 each member. This is a fundraiser for the club, so please try to get behind this event here this afternoon. On Thursday evening, So you need to be here by 7:30. It will start at 8 o'clock. So 6 members a team, £5 a team. Please come along and join in that on Thursday evening. That's this Thursday. That's 2 days after the pre-season friendly. There will be no commentary of the friendly on Tuesday night as well between Slough and AFC Bournemouth. It was a little bit late penciled in, and already have some work commitments, so no commentary of that game. Then the next game for the Rebels in the National League South is away on the 15th of September. That is next Saturday. Slough will be away to Eastbourne Borough, and we'll be down on the south coast for that game. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. If you would like to go there on the coach, there is a coach going down, leaving from St Joe's. I believe that it's at 12 o'clock it's going to leave. More details on that on their website. So that's next Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, away to Eastbourne Borough in the National League South. As usual, our thanks to the Slough Town Supporters Trust and also MyFC, the online football community, for their continued sponsorship of Rebels Radio. It includes purchasing a new... do you mind? I'm on air. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So they bought a new microphone there, so that'll be used, and some drunk bloke just stood there trying to chat to us. He's absolutely wasted. Nice one. Thank you for that, mate. Lovely. There you go. We always like people to come and say hello to us here, but maybe not that. I think I must be drunk on his fumes. There you go. So it's all happening here at Arbour Park this evening, isn't it? Brilliant. We will run through the two sides for you. I'm going to gain. I don't really have much composure, but I will try and gain it back for you in a second. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can do in two ways here at Rebels Radio. My name is Aid. Come through to us here. You can do so on Twitter. And our Twitter handle is at MyFC Rebels Radio. That's all one word, all in lowercase. That'll come through to us. He'll give you a shout out. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, there should be a bit that comes up on your page as comments that will come through to us as the chat. And therefore we'll give you some shout outs and stuff there. So if you are listening in, please just say who you are, where you're listening from. And we'll give you a shout out this afternoon. And we're just waiting for a few people just to get out of the sunlight here at the moment, so I can have a read of that. So I'll start the teams for you this afternoon, starting with our visitors, Oxford City, who play in blue and white hoops. In goal for them is Craig King. 2 is Kieran Wiltshire. 3, Ben Jefford. 4, John Ashby. 5, Luke Ruddick. 6 is the captain, Joe Osler. 7 is Zach McEachran. 8, Reese Fleet. 9 is Matt Patterson. 10, Carl Stewart. And 11 is Kabongo Tishimanga. So hopefully I got his name right there. Substitutes for Oxford City this afternoon are 13, Stephen Carrow. 14, Craig Fassenmaid. 16, R.T. Krasnigi. And 17 is Tom Carter for the Rebels. It's Jack Turner in goal. 2, Josh Jackman. 3, George Wells. 4, Sam Togwell. 5 is the captain, Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Simon Dunn. 9, making his home debut on loan from Peterborough United, is Matty Stevens. 10, Chris Flood. 11, Warren Harris. Substitutes for the Rebels are 12, Sean Fraser. 14, Guy Hollis. 15, Louis Soares. 16, Ben Harris. And 18 is Manny Williams. Your referee today is James Durkin, and your assistants are Sean Jenkins and Alex Mapherson. I can tell you that we have 2 mascots joining us here this afternoon. They are Francis Elford and Bethany Giles. So good afternoon to them. We hope they have a lovely afternoon. Just that drunk bloke's just trying to sit in the wrong places here. He is absolutely hammered. There you go. He's an Oxford City fan. I don't know if you have to be absolutely hammered to be an Oxford City fan, but it's certainly helping him. That's for sure there. And he's just having a little chat with the stewards here this afternoon, all so far in good nature. So there you go. So not many, no Premier League games this afternoon. We'll keep you up to date with the scores from the other games in the National League South. We've already given you those teams and games so far. I can tell you that, where did that go? We would like to wish Barry Underwood a very happy 80th birthday. Apparently he's enjoying himself down in the Cotswolds this afternoon with his family, so good afternoon to him. Oh my god, dude. I'm not sure if they're ejecting this bloke or what. The 2 sides are just going to come out, so I'll run through the 2 sides for you again this afternoon. And our drunk friend is being escorted from the grounds. I've never seen anyone escorted from the ground before the game has kicked off. That's the first for us here at Arbour Park. I'm crazy. Okay, the teams this afternoon then, starting with our visitors. 1 is Craig King. 2, Kieran Wiltshire. 3, Ben Jefford. 4, John Ashby. 5, Luke Ruddick. 6 is Joe Oster, the captain. 7, Zach McEachran. 8, Reese Fleet. 9, Matt Patterson. 10, Carl Stewart. 11 is Kabongo Tashimanga. For the Rebels, Jack Turner in goal. 2, Josh Jackman. 3, George Wells. 4, Sam Togwell. 5, the captain, Martin Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8, Simon Dunn. 9, home debut for Matty Stevens. 10, Chris Flood. And 11, Warren Harris. That is your starting 11s for both sides. And unfortunately, our friend from Oxford City will not be watching the game this afternoon. Someone, if you know who he is, just tell him how to listen, and we'll give him a shout out. He's made his way all the way from Oxford City to get thrown out before the game. Yeah. That's what you call a good afternoon, isn't it? There you go. We're going to bring you all the action as it happens. The referee just calling the two captains over here at the moment. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us, contact us on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, all one word or lowercase. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, you come through on yours as comments. Good afternoon to Ian and his daughter. It's the Oxford physio, so mixed feelings for him. The photo's just being taken with our mascots this afternoon on the far side. So we look like we're going to be ready to go in a second. The scoreboard, I can even say it, the scoreboard is working here this afternoon. And don't forget, we will have our half-time quiz, which we know you're all looking forward to. Just going, we're just waiting for it. Looks like Slough will be shooting from right to left in this first half, and they will also have the kick-off. So we are seconds away from the start of this afternoon's game. And just waiting for a few people just get back into position this afternoon. And we're just waiting for our referee, Mr. Durkin, to make sure that everything is okay. The Slough contingent just making their way now behind the goal to my left. Slough showing right to left this afternoon. The Oxford City fans just making their way. That's the kick-off here this afternoon. And it's ball here, just goes out of play here off McEachran. It's out of play for a throw to Slough. Taken quickly by Wells in towards Togwell. Wells just stands on the ball, and ball eventually comes off McEachran last. It's another throw to Slough. Taken quickly, finding Dobson. Dobson on the left, trying to flick the ball over the top here for Flood or Matt Stevens to chase, and it's hooked clear by the centre-back Ruddick out for a throw to Slough, about 10 yards away from the corner flag. Slough starting well. Sam Togwell just come over. Looks like he's going to take this throw for the Rebels. The Slough fans still trying to get into position there on that far hand side. Sam Togwell looks to put a long throw into the box here early on for the Rebels this afternoon. And a long ball into the box. So Matt Stevens almost with a chance at the post. It comes through to Warren Harris. He's taken the ball off him by Jefford, and Jefford does well to clear down the field, looking for Shimanga, but it's seen out by Josh Chapman and out for a throw there. Good long throw into the box there, and Matt Stevens just couldn't turn that in. That was a chance for the Rebels, which they couldn't take. Throw here on the far hand side for Oxford City, halfway inside their own half. And it will be Jefford, the left back, to take this throw. Long throw on him again, looking for Tishimanga, but the ball headed away by Sam Togwell, and it's a good gain of 40-50 yards there for Oxford City down that near hand side. And a throw 15 yards inside the Slough half, and again taken by the left back Jefford. Short throw inside here towards Stewart. Ball gets to Jefford. It's chased here by Chimanga, and then Josh Chapman has to clear that ball out of play. It's gone into the school on the far hand sides, and it's a throw here for Oxford City, level with the Slough 18-yard box. And we'll wait for this throw. Comes in short here towards Ashby. Back here to him from Jefford. Jefford then gets the ball down this left-hand side. Good break down the box. Gets a cross in. George Wells with the header away, and then hooked clear by James Dobson. It will come out here, though, towards the right back, and he's challenged by Matt Stevens. That's a foul, though, by Slough, and it's a free kick here to Oxford City. The foul on Kieran Wiltshire by Stevens is taken quickly here to the captain, Osler. Plays it across his to his centre-back partner, Ruddick, out to the left-back, in towards Ruddick here, 15 yards inside his own half. Looking across here to Osler, the captain, being chased down by Matt Stevens. And ball played forwards here, and it's come through on the far-hand side to Stewart. Stewart skipping past a couple of challenges. Gets the ball out here, and it finds Patterson. Patterson in here towards McEachran. McEachran onside, and plays it out here towards Ashby. Ashby finds Jefford on the left-hand side. Jefford the chance to cross into the box. That's too high and clears everyone, and it's going to be George Wells that can bring it out. Cuts inside here past Fleet. Ball on the far-hand side looking for Warren Harris. Jefford just gets there. He just gained an extra yard when he needed it to there. But good ball, though, by George Wells. And it's out of play for a throw. Taken quickly by Jackman in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to go past Jefford. Jefford again plays the ball outside for a throw. And Slough 20 yards away from the goal. Quickly taken here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell in towards Warren Harris. Slough get the ball back here with Josh Jackman. Inside to Dunn. Dunn holds up to Matty Stevens. Stevens turns on the edge of the box. Holds it up. And plays the ball down here for Warren Harris. Crosses first time. But his cross is a little bit too deep. And out of play for a goal kick down there for Slough. But good play. Link-up play between Matt Stevens and Josh Jackman. But the ball out of play now for a goal kick. First one for Oxford City this afternoon. It'll be taken by Craig King, the goalkeeper, all dressed in a resplendent orange outfit. And for those of you interested, Jack Turner is in his all red kit here this afternoon as Oxford City play in blue and white hoops. It's very much like QPR. Ball played forwards here, looking for Patterson, headed away by Lee Togwell. Warren Harris will work hard to get his body in front of that. And it's here with Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell down the line, looking for the run of Matty Stevens here, up against Ruddick. Ruddick just trying to let the ball bounce across, and it does, and it goes through. And Ruddick just bounces into the sidelines. He's not happy with the challenge by Matty Stevens, but the referee and linesman haven't seen anything, but the referee will just call them both over here just to have a little word with the two of them. As Ruddick reacted a little bit differently to that challenge after the ball had gone out of play. And this is the Battle of Plastico game here this afternoon, as both sides play on artificial pitches. And I can tell you that the artificial pitch obviously has something towards Oxford City. They've away from home, they played for 1-1 drawn 1 and lost 3 away from home, so maybe they'll enjoy the artificial pitch here this afternoon. And it's a long kick down the field, looking for Patterson. Over the head of him, it comes through to Chimanga on the far hand side. Does well here up against Sam Togwell. Chimanga does well, plays it off. Sam Togwell last. It's out of play for a throw to Oxford City, right by the corner flag. Good afternoon to Vinnie Ryan, who's listening there. He's abroad. And Claire Queen's supposed to be listening there, but changes his circumstances. Now win the ball back here with Warren Harris, left to him by Chris Flood. Ball over the top for Stevens to chase, and he'll chase it down on the goalkeeper King here. And King, first time ball out, plays it out here towards Ruddick. He has time to bring the ball forwards here, closed down by Chris Flood. It comes off Ruddick last. It's a throw to Slough. And Slough try and take it quickly, but the referee, Mr. Durkin, brings that ball back here, and it will be a throw to the Rebels. Taken quickly here towards Dunn. Dunn trying to squeeze his way through. Comes out here towards Flood. Flood's ball is intercepted. Josh Jackman chases it down here with Ashby. And Jackman does win the ball back here on the edge of the box. Here towards Chris Flood. His ball into the box. Dobson can't control it. It's a bit behind him. And it allows Oxford City the chance to break here with Wiltshire, the right back, coming down his near hand side, cuts inside past George Wells. Lovely little ball here looking for McEachran. McEachran up here against Nisbet. Ball played in here. Oh, it's been left by Stewart, and it's picked up by Lee Togwell, and he intercepts the ball and finds Warren Harris. Chimanga chases him down, and the ball from Warren Harris finds Lee Togwell in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn can turn and play it forwards to Warren Harris, who's gained a little bit further down his right hand side. Up against two players in Ashbury and Jefford, but Warren Harris going down there. Ball comes off Ashby last. It's kept in by Jefford, and Ashby has it here down that left-hand side for Oxford City. Ball played forwards, headed away by Nisbet. Not the best of headers there, but Lee Togwell wins the header, and Sam Togwell will try and chase to keep the ball in, and keeps it in. No, he doesn't. It's out of play for a throw, and it'll be a throw to Oxford City, around about 25 yards away from the Slough goal. And it's Claire is listening in Swanage. Good afternoon, Claire. Thank you for listening in. 0-0 here at the moment. Early stage. It's only 7 minutes gone so far. No chances in the game so far. It's Jefford, the left back, will take this throw on the far hand side for Oxford City. Finds Stewart, gets the ball back, and then back in towards Stewart. Stewart turns, spreads the ball well here towards Wiltshire, who's got a little bit of space here on this right hand side. Skips past the challenge of George Wells. Wells comes back and defends it well, but it's out for the first corner of the game. And that goes to Oxford City down this near hand side. And they're a small group of fans making a lot of noise behind the goals here to our right hand side. And they get the first corner of the game, which will be taken by Ashby. And just comes along to take this. And now the Slough fans decide to encounter with their own song. But it'll be an outswinging corner here for Oxford City. as Ashby signals what to do. He plays it into the box. It's a free header there for Osler, but he heads the ball wide of the goal. And the first chance of the game goes to Oxford City, but wide from that corner. 0-0 here at the moment. And nice to see that our scoreboard is working this afternoon. For how long is a different matter. And Jack Turner will just go and take this goal kick for Slough. We'll keep you up to date with scores from the other games in the National League South as well. As Turner launches a long kick down the field here, looking for Warren Harris. Harris does well to flick the ball on and finds Matty Stevens on the edge of the box, trying to run here at run. It cuts inside, still with the ball, takes a shot, it's blocked, it comes back out to him, he gets a second chance in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell with a shot, but that's well wide of the goal. But good play there by Matt Stevens on loan from Peterborough United. And his first shot blocked, but does well with a good run down the side, and it's a goal kick here at the moment to Oxford City. And King will take this one a little bit longer. Here Osler come a little bit back for him, but he takes a long kick down the field here, aimed towards Patterson. It's well won by Nisbet in the air. Comes here towards McEachran, who does well. Evades a couple of challenges, runs with the ball, but just overruns. It's won back here by Slough. Simon Dunn's gone down injured for the Rebels. But Slough play on. Ball forward looking for Chris Flood. It's been played away. Comes through. Dobson can't get a touch to it. And it's here with Wiltshire in towards Ashby. Ashby closed down by James Dobson. And there's an injury here to Slough. Oxford City still have the ball. And it's here with Carl Stewart. And Slough will kick the ball out. Simon Dunn's gone down. It's an ankle injury. And he was down for a little while there before the ball was kicked out. And it's a breaking play here at the moment. And was stoppage. We'll just see if we can find you some latest scores from the National League South. Just keeping our eye on Simon Dunn's injury there. Don't forget it's FA Cup day as well this afternoon, and the FA Cup draw will be on Monday afternoon at roughly, I think it's between 10 and 1, or it'll be. Slough will find out their opponents then the draw on Monday, and that game will be played on the 22nd of September. No goals in the National League South here at the moment. 0-0 in all the games. And Simon Dunn just being treated here for that injury. Just looking to see if Slough are going to warm up any subs at the moment. They don't seem to be warming anyone up. So little break in play here. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, feel free to do so. It's on Twitter at MyFC or Rebels Radio, or via the comment section on your YouTube bit that you're listening in on. And we'll come and say hello to you this afternoon. And don't forget we have our half-time quiz as well. Simon Dunn just coming to his feet here now, so he seems to be not badly injured, which is always good news. And we'll see. I think we're going to see a substitution. I think it's straight away that Simon Dunn isn't going to be able to play. He's not going to be able to continue. He can just about walk on that thing. So Simon Dunn's afternoon is going to be over quite quickly here, unfortunately, here at Arbour Park. We're just going to wait to see who it is that's going to come on. And I've got a funny feeling it might be Sean Fraser. Dunny just getting a huge round of applause here as he comes off, and it will be Sean Fraser, the player, on to replace Simon Dunn. That substitution on 13 minutes, an unlucky 13 here for Simon Dunn as he just gingerly limps off here. Sean Fraser will be the player that will replace him, and Slough forced into an early substitution here this afternoon. And yeah, Dunn doesn't he doesn't look badly injured, but obviously not enough for him to carry on. He does look a little bit dejected, but he comes off the pitch. He's replaced by Sean Fraser, who will just sit straight in on the midfield. And it looks like Stewart of Oxford City kindly throws the ball back here to Jack Turner in the Slough goal after it was put out because of the treatment. And Turner just launches the ball down the field for Dobson. Dobson flicks it on well. Matty Stevens then wins the next header but can't be kept in. It's out of play for a throw to Oxford City down this left-hand side, 10 yards away from their core and flag. Wiltshire is the player to take it. Wiltshire looks very much like Gareth McCleary that used to play for the Rebels. Just to point out there. As Wiltshire's throw comes in, Dobson can't win the header. It comes all the way through to Nisbet. Nisbet's ball in. Little cushion header by Flood, almost into the path of Stevens. Dobson then does win the next header, but it's here one back here by Fleet, and Fleet leaves it for Osler to clear down the field. Nisbet's cushion header finds George Wells, and that's well headed back to Jack Turner. Takes it quickly, and it comes through to Matty Stevens. Holds the ball up in the centre here. Finds Sean Fraser. Fraser's first touch is to give the ball away, but Slough win it back here with James Dobson. And Dobson up against McEachran, cuts inside him, plays it in towards Fraser. Fraser back in. The second ball wasn't the best. In towards Wells. Matty Stevens takes it down on his chest, in towards Flood. Flood just overruns it, wins the ball back here. Ball play forwards to Stevens. Stevens thrown against the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper comes out, gets a hand to it. That is a terrible decision by the referee. He's given a penalty, but the goalkeeper clearly the goalkeeper gets a touch to the ball. It's never a penalty in a million years. Unbelievable by the goalkeeper, the referee. It's a really good save by the goal. It's not a penalty. I'm sorry, but the goalkeeper dives bravely at the feet of it. He clearly gets the ball first. It's never a penalty in a million years. But the goalkeeper is given a penalty, and James Dobson is the player standing up. That is a disgraceful decision by the referee there. He was a good 25 yards away from the play. It's James Dobson to take it up against Craig King. So Slough with a chance to take the lead here. Dobson comes up and takes the penalty, puts it into the goal, and Slough have the lead, courtesy of James Dobson with his first goal of the season, and the goal coming on 16 minutes. And Slough will be very, very grateful for a highly controversial decision there given by the referee. But Slough have taken the lead here this afternoon. The scoreboard hasn't updated it, unfortunately. I think the scoreboard's going to be turned off because it's obviously not working. But Slough have the lead here. We don't need the scoreboard to confirm that, but Slough take the lead through James Dobson's first goal of the season. A penalty here this afternoon, and it gives the Rebels the lead. And Oxford City take the kick-off here. Ball with Osler. Can bring the ball forwards here and then plays in towards Jefford on the far hand side. Gets into the Slough half, in towards Chimanga, but just overruns the ball. And Sean Fraser, ball played in here towards Flood. Flood now back outside towards Warren Harris. Harris down that right hand side. Stevens is a little bit in front of him. Just joining in the box is Dobson. Ball played out here towards Jackman, in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser's got time to pick his cross out. Plays a crossfield ball here for George Wells. Wells has to accelerate, tries to go past McEachran, skips past him. Oh, and now he's given a free kick the other way. How is that a foul? Oh, someone sub this referee. He's absolutely dire. That is never a free kick in a million years. Wells just skipped past the challenge. So one ball back here with Dobson, in towards Wells. Wells down the left hand side, running past Stewart. Wiltshire comes in with a challenge. It's a throw to Slough. Slough will just wait. Take it quickly with Dobson. Dobson being closed down by Patterson. In towards Fraser. Fraser's little bit of ball just ahead of Lee Togwell. It's one back here by Ruddick. In towards Stewart. Stewart plays it here towards Fleet. Fleet has the ball back out here and finds Ruddick, who's the centre back, pulling in a more forward position here. Inside towards Fleet. And plays it in towards Chimanga. Slough trying to win the ball back here with Sam Togwell. Chases it well, but it's back here with Osler inside his own half. Back in towards Fleet. Fleet takes a touch. Stevens tries to close him down. Finds Wiltshire inside the Slough half. The right back under pressure. Back in here towards Osler. And Osler chips the ball forward here, looking for the run of Patterson. Nisbet heads it away. Volleyed high in the air by Wells. Hooked clear by Fraser. Comes here towards McEachran. Finds Jefford down the left hand side. And back in here towards Ashby. Ashby with time on the ball here. Gives it back here towards Fleet. Fleet just holding the ball up. Finds Stewart. Stewart being forced backwards in towards Jeffords. Now with numbers behind the ball. Back in towards Ashby. Slough quite happy to let Oxford City have the ball. In towards Fleet. Back here towards Stewart. Stewart looks up. Plays the ball in towards Patterson. Patterson's on side here. Comes down the byline. Gets a cross in. Goes all the way through. Lee Togwell hooks the ball clear. Up in the air though. And it's flicked away by Wells. Comes to the edge of the box here. Fraser then with the header on. Hits Matt Stevens on the back of the head and finds Warren Harris. Harris can try and slow the play down. With ball here for Chris Flood to chase. But first to the ball is Luke Ruddick. And plays it back towards the goalkeeper King. First time ball into Osler. Osler brings it out here for Oxford City. Plays it on the far hand side. Looking for Sir Chimanga. Headed away by Josh Jackman. Warren Harris then flicks the next header on. And Fraser skips to the ball. Gets there first but can't control. It's here with Jefford on the far hand side for Oxford City. Plays it in here towards Stewart. Stewart comes deep. Skips past the challenge of James Dobson. Dobson tries to get there but it's here with Wiltshire down the right hand side. Wiltshire trying to go past George Wells. Wiltshire being held up here at the moment. And being forced by George Wells away. And Wells will try and hold him up here and let the ball spin out of play. And that is superb defending by George Wells. So he just seals the ball out and out of play for a goal kick. Even though it could have been a free kick. But the referee today obviously hasn't had his Weetabix this afternoon. There was never a penalty in a million years. And then gives a foul that wasn't a foul to Oxford City. So let's just hope he doesn't try and even it up during the game. But Slough lead here 1-0. That goal courtesy of James Dobson on the 16th minute from the penalty spot. Difference between the two sides here this afternoon. And Jack Turner will take this goal kick for Slough. And Turner, long kick down the field here, looking for James Dobson. Dobson lets the ball bounce, then flicks it on here, trying to find the run of Stevens, but it comes off the side of his head. It's here with Osler. Osler back towards the goalkeeper King. And King plays it forwards here, looking for Patterson. Patterson mistimes his jump, is cleared by Nisbet. In towards Togwell, finds Flood. Flood finding Stevens. Stevens is offside. And Slough fans looking for a free kick for a foul, but it's actually an offside there on the far hand side against Stevens, who was just on the wrong side of the shoulder as the ball came through from Chris Flood. And it's a free kick to Oxford City, just on the D of their penalty area. That'll be taken by the goalkeeper Craig King, who so far has conceded a penalty. Oh, he's played the ball out here to Jefford, who took his eye off the ball, and it's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. Josh Chapman will come across the right back to take this one into Sean Fraser. Fraser back in towards Chapman. Chapman crosses for Stevens. Stevens came from an offside position, and that's out of play for a goal. Sorry, gone out of play. It's not even gone out of play. Well, it has gone out of play, but it's actually offside. I get this right. I've done this before, you know. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I have actually done this before. It's a free kick here for Oxford City to be taken. The linesman just tell him to come and take it back a bit further. So King, the goalkeeper, will take this one. And King, like I say, his only contribution so far has been to give away a penalty and pick the ball out of the net. He's not had much to do this afternoon. Headed away by Sam Togwell, then flicked on by Warren Harris, finding Lee Togwell, chased off the ball by two Oxford City players here with Fleet, finding Jefford. Jefford back in towards Fleet. Fleet skipping past the challenge in towards Ashby on the left-hand side. And here with Ruddick. Plays it across to his centre back partner Osler. Ball played in here towards Ashby. Ashby's now got a bit of space in front of him here and finds Jefford on the left-hand side. Jefford with the ball in, trying to find McEachran, hooked clear by Sam Togwell. Straight back though to Ashby, and Ashby loses it out to Sean Fraser. Matty Stevens just overruns the ball, but it breaks kindly to Lee Togwell. It's ball cleared and it comes towards Warren Harris, who sees the ball out for a throw to the Rebels. And Josh Jackman will take this down the right hand side in towards Lee Togwell. Played the ball forwards for Matt Stevens to flick the header on, but that only goes through to the goalkeeper King. And King will roll this ball out here to Ashby. Ashby's first touch is heavy, but plays it across here to Osler. And across to his centre-back partner Ruddick, just on the edge of his 18-yard box. Out here towards Jefford, who does well to control the ball. Back in here to Ruddick. Slough quite happy to let the back three of four here of Oxford City with the ball. Wiltshire comes a little bit deeper to pick the ball up, and he's closed down immediately. Slough try and win the ball back, and it comes off Stewart last. And I think Slough quite happy to let Oxford City have the ball and just wait for him to get further up the field before closing down. Wells will take this throw for Slough, just waiting for a bit of movement, and it comes from Dobson. Dobson's ball played forward, trying to find Stevens, but Oster runs away with the ball and finds Chimanga on this in the centre, being chased down here by Josh Jackman. The ball played out here towards Wiltshire down the right hand side, the right back just inside his own half, and then finds Ashby. Ashby's central position in towards Ruddick, playing it across the back four again to Oxford City, in towards Jefford, the left back. His ball played in, looking for McEachran. He does well to shrug off a challenge, running with the ball here. McEachran in towards Stewart. Stewart comes back on himself and then holds the ball up in here towards Fleet. Fleet trying to play 1-2 with with Patterson. Patterson does win the ball back, being forced away from goal. And again here to Ashby. Ashby chased down by Chris Flood. He passed a late fitness head. Flood again chasing the ball down. Also did well between Ruddick and Ashby to keep the ball in towards Stewart. Heavy touch by McEachran, but still keeping the ball in Oxford City. Oh, that's a good ball in towards Chimanga. Gets inside the box. Gets a shot in. It's blocked by Josh Jackman and goes scoots up into the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. So Slough defending this quite well here. Slough fans very quiet behind the goal this afternoon. I don't think they're here. Someone text them and say hello. Ball played out here towards Dobson. Flicks the ball on again here towards Stevens. Stevens takes it on his chest. Level with the 18-yard box. Trying to break in here. Gets past Osler and plays it off him for Slough's first corner of the game. And it's a corner that James Dobson will go across to take. And now the Slough fans finally find their voice this afternoon. Dobson to take this. It'll be an outswinging corner here for the Rebels. And they're lining up with a routine of some kind. Nisbet trying to make a run for it. Warren Harris has just gone on the goalkeeper. He's gone all the way back here towards Chris Flood. Flood can't keep the ball in, can he? No, it's gone out of play. Just catches in the wind here and straight out of play for a goal kick. And a goal kick which Craig King, the Oxford City goalkeeper, will take. We'll try and keep you up to date with some of the scores from the other games as well for you this afternoon. But if you're just joining us as we played 25 minutes of the first half, Slough lead 1-0 here through a James Dobson penalty on 16 minutes as King takes this kick down here, looking for Patterson. Does well to flick on. First header that he's won today. Flicked away by Sam Togwell. Lee Togwell tries to get there. It'll break to Warren Harris, who turns. He's closed down immediately by Fleet and then blocks Sam Togwell's clearance, but it comes through to Sean Fraser, who finds Warren Harris. Harris's header is intercepted by Ashby down the far hand side. John Ashby in towards Chimanga, finding Patterson, but smashed clear by George Wells. And Chris Flood trying to get there, but it comes off the head of Jefford first. There is a video, if you're on Twitter and you follow Slough Town, there is a video of the Slough Town penalty put away by James Dobson on there. And it's a ball played in here, thrown, headed away by Jefford. It comes straight back out, and it'll be another throw to the Rebels down that right hand side. Good afternoon to Paul Hazel, who's listening in Poole. Paul from Poole. And it'll be Josh Jackman to take this throw for Slough. Halfway inside the Oxford City half. I'm just trying to find the curse from the screen. That's right, you carry on, don't worry. As Jackman takes this throw, lofted in, looking for Flood. Flood's header tries to find Warren Harris. It's come off an Oxford City player last. It will be a throw again to Slough. This time they're going to leave it for Sam Togwell to take the throw. So it's going to be a long throw into the box for Slough. Nisbet will go forwards for this. Just been a bit of a fairly lacklustre game so far this afternoon. And Sam Togwell to take this throw for Slough. Takes it short here towards James Dobson. Dobson's got a chance to whip the ball in. Slough got it off. Oh, Stevens was offside. He didn't put the ball wide anyway, but wouldn't have counted as Dobson's ball played in. And Craig King just having a word with the referee here. I wonder if the referee, Mr. James Durkin, is related to the ex-Premier League referee, Mr. Paul Durkin. I wonder if he is. But it's a free kick here for Oxford City inside their penalty area. And the goalkeeper King will eventually take this, just urging his team up the field here. And takes this Long kick in, aimed towards Chimango, heads it the wrong way, comes through to Warren Harris, who gets time on the ball to play the ball forwards. Matt Stevens beaten to the ball by Ruddick, but won back by Warren Harris, but keeps the ball in and finds George Wells. Wells just puts his foot on the ball to hold it in towards Sean Fraser, back out towards Wells. Wells chased down here, but into Flood. Flood back here towards Wells. 1-2 played down the line for Matt Stevens to chase. Oster wins the ball. It's here with Wiltshire, just overrun it, but hooked clear in the end by Ashby. And Nisbet's header is poor and finds into the path of Patterson. Patterson leaves it for Stewart. Stewart overruns that, and that leaves Sam Togwell a chance to smash that clear all the way down the field towards the goalkeeper King. And King just takes that from going out of play and rolls it out here towards Wiltshire. Immediately closed down by James Dobson. Ball's here with Osler, the captain. Has time on the ball and plays it across the 18-yard box to Ruddick. His centre-back partner, who brings it out here towards Jefford. Jefford closed down by Warren Harris. Back here with Ruddick. And Slough quite happy again to let these two centre-backs of Oxford City have the ball. Here with Osler at the moment. And Wiltshire again has come deep to get it. And immediately again closed down by James Dobson. Back out here towards Osler. And his ball down the field over the top. And Sam Togwell with the clearance here. Slough looking for an offside, not given. Lee Togwell can't get it. Ball falls here towards Fleet. Fleet trying to chop it in on the far hand side towards Patterson, but it's behind him and goes out of play for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And it's the Oxford City fans behind the goal who are making more noise this afternoon. We'll see if we can find you some latest scores for you in the National League South. Will you just bear with me for a second? It's Bath City 1, Hungerford 0. We've got Concord 0, Woking 1. In fact, Bath have just got a second goal. Ball's here with Lee Togwell, but he's chased down by Fleet. Fleet wins the ball back well for Oxford City. In towards Stewart. Finds Patterson on the edge of the box. In towards McEachran, being forced wide here by the Slough numbers on the edge of the box. And McEachran forced backwards, but manages to turn. In towards Stewart. Stewart looking to turn and find the ball in. Chips it in on the far hand side, but that's Jack Turner's ball. Other goals is Dartford 1, Eastbourne 1, Dulwich 0, Wheelstone 1, East Thurrock 2, St Albans 1, Hampton 2, Western 0, and Chippenham, Torquay 0, Chippenham 1. Sorry, those are your latest scores in the National League South so far this afternoon. And Oxford City win the ball back, but it's intercepted by Mark Nisbet. And Slough have the ball with Warren Harris on the right hand side. In towards Chris Flood. Flood holds it up here and finds Josh Jackman. Jackman trying to play it in towards Dobson. Dobson on the edge of the box trying to find Stevens. Good challenge there by Ruddick. Wins the ball for Oxford City. And it's here now with McEachran. Finds Ashby just inside the Slough half. He comes back towards Fleet. Fleet has the ball, playing it over the top here for Chimanga to chase. He keeps the ball in on the far hand side and cuts inside up against the ball. Ball into the box, headed away by Mark Nisbet, and that'll go out of play for a throw to Oxford City. And it's about a couple of feet away from the corner flag. And it's going to be Jefford who will take this throw for Oxford City. And the City fans making all the noise. Someone wake those Slough fans up behind the goal, please. And Jefford just waiting for some movement before he takes his throw. It's actually won back here by Togwell, who just dives in, and the ball will scoop out of play for a goal kick, I believe, the referee has given. Oh. It's just been a tannoy announcement here that someone's left their glasses here in the bar, and the Mark Jones, the Oxford City manager, shouts out, I think it's the referees. I was just going to say exactly the same thing. Great minds think alike. A bit of comedy there by the Oxford City manager. Not too impressed by the referee this afternoon, who has been a little bit mad, to say the least, this afternoon. But it'll be a goal kick to Slough. They lead here 1-0. 2.5 minutes gone here. That goal coming from the penalty spot from James Dobson for a penalty that was never a penalty in a million years. And Turner with this long kick here, aimed towards Chris Flood. Flood wins the header. Sean Fraser trying to win the second one. Comes here towards Stewart. Stewart trying to turn, and Fraser stays with him here, but Turner being forced wide. Does well to play the ball in towards McEachran here, and his ball in trying to find Fleet. Fleet comes across the defence, plays into Patterson. Patterson's offside. And he puts the ball wide of the goal anyway. But he was offside. And it'll be a free kick here to the Rebels. And Slough just got to be careful that Patterson, Stewart and Chimanga often pull forwards as a free. So I've got to be a bit wary of that here this afternoon. But it's a free kick for Slough, halfway inside their own half. Taken by Turner. And Osler heads it away. It's found McEachran being closed down here by Sean Fraser. And McEachran steads on the ball. And Fraser wins it back and finds Lee Togwell back here towards George Wells. Chips the ball down the line here for Matty Stevens to chase. And Stevens does well to try and get there. Wiltshire goes down from the challenge. And it's cleared by Ruddick off Stevens. And it'll be a throw to Oxford City right by their own corner flag here. And Wiltshire, the right back, will be the player to take it. Don't forget, we've got our half-time quiz this afternoon for you, surprisingly, at half-time. Wiltshire with this throw-in. Free little header there for George Wells. Stevens tries to turn. Breaks in the centre here towards Warren Harris, who just tackled well there by Ashby. And he plays the ball out, does Ashby, to Jefford, who can bring down the left-hand side. Plays it in here to Chimanga. And he's held up by Josh Jackman, but Chimanga still has the ball at his feet. Turns inside. And then finds Reece Fleet. Fleet spreads the ball out here towards Wiltshire in a bit of space down this right-hand side for Oxford City. It's being shown inside. They play the ball back in. Gets a 1-2 here, does Wiltshire. And Wiltshire just about keeping the ball in. Wells comes over, barges him over. There's got to be a free kick. The referee says it's a throw. And I'm not sure what this referee and his team are watching this afternoon. But it's certainly not the same game that I'm watching, that's for sure. But there you go. Crazy. I can tell you that today's match sponsor is Elf's Storage Management Solutions in Poole. And the ball here cleared in towards Fleet. Fleet, little back heel in towards Stewart, who breaks in the box. He comes off Nisbet last. It's a corner to Oxford City. And it will be Ashby that goes across to take. Josh Ashby. Again, signalling what it is. And that means that the two centre-backs, Ruddick and Osler, have gone forwards for this corner for Oxford City. It's an out-swinging corner here for Oxford City. The ball played in. Osler with the header. It's blocked by George Wells. Just had his foot taken from it. The ball played in by Patterson across the goal. Headed away back across. And then Wells with an acrobatic overhead kick to clear the ball. Sean Fraser in a race with McEachran. McEachran sees the ball out for a throw to Oxford City, halfway inside the Slough half. He's just waiting for a little bit of movement. He's going to leave it for Jefford. And Jefford to take this throw for Oxford City. Trying to find Patterson. Patterson's header is poor. It finds Lee Togwell of Slough. His bit clearance is poor and it's come through and Slough don't clear it properly. And in the end, it's the linesman has flagged for an offside, which I honestly can't see how it was offside, but there you go. I don't know if they've got a decision right yet this afternoon, but there you go. It's for a free kick to Slough. I really couldn't understand how, but there you go. And it will be Jack Turner of Slough to take this free kick and hammers the ball long here, looking for Matty Stevens. Flicked on well by him. Warren Harris chases it. Jefford has to clear his lines, and it's out for a throw here to Slough, 5 or 6 yards away from the corner flag. So Slough gained a lot of space down that near hand side with that free kick from Jack Turner. It's going to be Josh Jackman, the player that goes to take the throw on the far side. And Jackman just around about 10 yards away from the corner flag, looking for an option to take this throw, and tries to find Warren Harris. It's won back by Chimanga. The ball comes through though towards Fraser. Chests it here towards Dobson. Dobson hits it with the volley over, and the goalkeeper drops it. And the referee, who overprotects the goalkeeper, as they all do nowadays, says it's a free kick. And he dropped the ball, but it's a free kick to Oxford City. And again, another strange decision by the referee, Mr. James Durkin, this afternoon. As King's ball is played out, Chimanga can just about keep it in there and finds Jefford inside here towards Ruddick. Chased down by Matt Stevens. Ball back out here towards Jefford, the left back. Has time to play the ball into Chimanga, who can turn, still inside his own half at the moment, finds Ashby. And Ashby can play the ball out here towards Osler, the captain and centre-back, brings the ball forward, plays it in here towards McEachran, now playing a bit more central position here for Oxford City. Turns inside the centre circle, still has the ball and finds Fleet. Fleet's ball in towards Stewart, who's come a little bit deeper, plays the ball straight out of play, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough. And Slough just slowing the game down here a little bit here. We've got around 6.5 minutes before half time, but there will be a couple of minutes of stoppage time for that injury to Simon Dunn. Throw comes in here looking for Flood, flicks to the header on. Stevens will try and chase it. It's hooked clear by Roddick. The ball has gone out of play. It's a throw to Slough on the halfway line. And George Wells will take this throw in towards Lee Togwell. He opens up and plays the ball in here looking for Warren Harris. Harris just gets a little nudge in the back. Sean Fraser gets there first and finds the ball in towards Warren Harris down the right hand side. Cuts inside towards Stevens. Stevens takes it in his path. Gets across it. That's a great cross. Oh, what a save though by King. And Flood didn't get the best of connections on it. It's still Slough with the ball here with Dobson. Dobson tries to get across, and that is a stunning save by the goalkeeper, Craig King. Hopefully caught by our friends at FC Video. But the ball played in by Stevens, and Flood from a couple of yards out tried to chest it in the back of the net. Ball played in, and Stevens with a header, and it's blocked well by the goalkeeper who actually catches that one. But great save by King there. Flood just tried to chest it in. He just needed to put a bit more contact on it. It allowed King time to spread his body and save on the line. Ball's here though with Roddick on the far hand side. Jefford puts under pressure, and Slough win the ball back here with Sam Togwell, who has space and finds Sean Fraser. Fraser can turn. Central position for Fraser now this afternoon after coming on for Simon Dunn. In towards Lee Togwell. Oh, Togwell overruns it, but Sean Fraser picks the loose ball up and finds Dobson 30 yards away from goal. He just loses the ball here. It's won back here by Josh Ashby into the right back. Kieran Wiltshire is allowed to bring the ball forwards here and plays it down here for Patterson to chase. Patterson runs into the corner here, being chased back here by Wells. Ball into the box. Finds Fleet. Fleet trying to turn. Oh, well blocked by Mark Nisbet. And he finds James Dobson. Dobson's ball finds Flood. Flood chests the ball, holds it up. Back in towards Dobson. Dobson goes past the challenger Fleet. Now goes past McEachran in the centre. Finds Fraser. Fraser gets bundled over early there. That's a poor challenge by Ashby. And now Sean Fraser is down injured inside the centre circle. And another stoppage in play here as Ashby just took him out of the game here. And Ashby will actually get the first yellow card of the game this afternoon for that challenge. And that will come on 41 minutes. That yellow card for Ashby as Fraser turned, and it's could be a knee injury. I think it might actually be his hamstring injury for Sean Fraser, but a bit of magic spray from Alex the physio seems to have sorted him out, and Fraser's allowed to stay on, being as Ashby's been booked. Now a free kick inside the centre circle. Someone's parked a dark black BMW in the wrong place. So if you're listening at home and that's yours, you need to move it very quickly. Wells takes his free kick for Slough. It's been played in, comes off the head of Osler, being kept in by Warren Harris. He's actually going to guide it out for a corner to Slough on the far hand side. And Josh Jackman is going across to take this corner. And Slough are just warming up Guy Hollis here, just in case Sean Fraser can't shake that little knock off. Josh Jackman with his corner for Slough. It's a out-swinging corner here from the far hand side. Played in short towards James Dobson. He flicks it here towards Flood. It was maybe a little bit late getting back into position. Played back out here towards Josh Jackman. Jackman takes it down and finds Dobson. Dobson crosses this time. Good cross. Loads of people at the back post, but it's well claimed by King. And he rolls the ball out here for Wiltshire to try and bring out. Played here to McEachran. Of all people chasing back, it's Chris Flood. But McEachran still with the ball. Skips past the challenge of Nisbet. But Nisbet still following him. And it's played across here towards Roddick. Stevens chases him down. Back out here though with Jefford. Inside to McEachran. Finds Reece Fleet half inside his own half. Fleet plays it in here looking for Stewart. Intercepted by Wells. But the ball back out towards Fleet. Played over the top. And that will be taken by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Slough looking for an offside that didn't come. And a ball here with the Slough goalkeeper Turner. Turner will look to clear this one down the field, looking for Dobson, who's appearing on the right hand side. Can't get to the ball. It's one back by Fleet. Looks like Dobson and Warren Harris have swapped sides for the moment. Ball played forward, looking for Patterson. Well headed away by Sam Togwell. His ball's broken here though towards Fleet for Oxford City. Plays the ball in. Sam Togwell reads it well, clears only as far as Jefford, but well intercepted there by James Dobson, who keeps the ball and plays it down here for Matt Stevens, who's onside, and Stevens will keep the ball in. He's got nobody in the box here at the moment, but he holds the ball up. Oh, skips past the challenger, Ruddick well. Plays it across there. Oh, cleared off the line by Wiltshire. Slough with another chance to try and play the ball in. It's here with McEachran, though, for Oxford City. Plays it out here towards Wiltshire. It's on the overlap. Wells has got to come past to come back and defend for Slough. Ball still here with Wiltshire. Back here towards McEachran. Finds Osler just 10 yards inside his own half. He spreads the ball out here looking for Chimango. Well defended by Josh Chapman. He heads the ball away. And we're going to see how many minutes are added on in a second. The ball's here with Jefford for Oxford City. Chips it into the centre for McEachran. Being closed down quickly by Slough. It's a foul though by George Wells on McEachran. It's a free kick. And a free kick taken quickly here by Oxford City. Ball's here with Stewart. Finds Chimanga on the edge of the box. Back here with Stewart. Stewart here finds Fleet. Fleet playing a little 1-2 for Oxford City. Back in here towards McEachran. Well intercepted by Dobson, who clears for Slough. And it's a chase here for Matty Stevens. Matt Stevens gets there first. Oh, he gets pulled down and the referee says it's a foul. Now, is it going to be a straight red card? For it is. Oh, the referee is having an absolute nightmare. He sends off the player. I thought that there was another player coming back, but Osler has got a straight red on the stroke of half time, and the captain has been sent off for Oxford City for pulling back Matty Stevens on the D of his penalty area. Oxford City have conceded a penalty, down to 10 men now, and Osler comes off. He's not too happy with the rest of his teammates, but Slough will place the second half against 10 men. Here it's a free kick for them just on the edge of the D here, and Slough will be up against 10 men. There's only I can only had 1 minute of added time with 2 injuries. Well, I'm not being funny, but Simon Dunn was down injured for 2 minutes. Sean Fraser was down injured for a minute. And he adds on 1 minute. Dobson with his free kick for Slough. Hits the ball, comes bouncing in, and it's well claimed though by King in the Oxford City goal. And he rolls the ball out here to Wiltshire. And that's your minute up already, referee. So I reckon he only had a minute. Very strange. Ball's here with Ruddick, who looks like he's come through, and there you are. It is half time here at Arbour Park. It's Slough Town 1, Oxford City 0. But the talking points will all be about the Men in Black, and you can see the Oxford City management team are going to go across to have a word. Already some of the Oxford City players are coming back. The referee saying that Osler pulled the shirt of Stevens, which is why you got a red card. But it was never a penalty in the first place, and Oxford City can rightly feel aggrieved here this afternoon to come in here at Arbour Park 1-0 down. Never a penalty in a million years. The sending off is a little bit harder because it looked like there was a player running back as well. So there you go. It is half time here at Arbour Park, and Slough lead 1-0 for a penalty by James Dobson. But yes. A half where Slough really could have had a couple more goals. A good save by Craig King, and then a clearance off the line by Wiltshire. But Oxford City haven't actually mustered much themselves going forwards, and they'll find it a lot harder in this second half. With down 10. We're just having the club 50, the 500 club draw. 112. Tristan Trapman has won the £272 on the 500 club draw. We've got another ball being drawn out now. We'll tell you about the 500 claw in a minute, but we'll just wait for the other names to be called out. Eventually. Second prize is £136. It's a long 26 ball number. We've got a name now, just waiting for a name. Nobody. Who's going to win this stuff? Kelvin Lloyd is the person that's won the second prize of the 500 club draw here. I know it's all exciting for you at the moment, but yes, we've got 2 more balls to come out of the 500 club draw. Yeah, that's how exciting it is. £82 third prize. Ball number 77. And I still don't know a name. Come on now. Somebody. Sue Shield from the club shop has just won the third prize. And well, I think we've got a 4th prize somewhere. There's prizes being given out. But there you go. We'll do your half-time quiz for you because I know you'll... Okay, we're just waiting for the ball to come out here. 148. Who's got 148? Come on, it ain't that difficult to read a name out. No one knows who's ball 148 here. Who? Someone. Chris Ashley is the person that wins that one. So we do our half-time quiz here for you at Rebels Radio. So what we like to do is we change it up every week. So sometimes it's a quiz. We're just going to say that there's a presentation going on the pitch at the moment where the Slough Town Supporters Trust did their sponsored walk and raised money for Berkshire Vision, who was their chosen charity this afternoon for last season. And they've raised a total of £720.68, which goes to Berkshire Vision, and they help people in Slough see and live their lives a lot better. So just a photo opportunity there. That's from the sponsored walk by the Slough Town Supporters Trust that they do every year. I will try and get you the half-time scores, but I'm going to give you the half-time quiz. So it's instead of a quiz, it's anagram time for you this afternoon. Anagram time. So I'm going to give you 4 anagrams. They are teams in the National League South. So your first anagram, you just got to tell me what the 4 teams are. Okay. So your first anagram is Botanic Will Rye. So Botanic Will Rye. That is the anagram of a team in the National League South. You just have to tell me who you think that is. The second one is Sour Pet Menswear. Sour Pet Menswear. That's a team in the National League South. Your third one is Let Dueling Win. Let Dueling Win. And your fourth one, the last one, is No Boathouse Burger. That's No Boathouse Burger. Right, you'll rearrange those up. You know what an anagram is. Rearrange it up. And you will come up with the name of 4 teams in the National League South, and I will give you the answers to that quiz before the start of the second half, if I can remember. I do normally forget because it's old age and stuff like that, but there you go. So we're just going to try and find you the half-time scores from the other games in the National League South for you today. Just bear with us for a second. There's still some photo opportunities going on there at the moment. And as the check has been given. So we're going to give you the half-time scores. It's Bath City 3, Hungerford 0, Chelmsford 0, Welling 0, Concord Rangers 0, Woking 1, Dartford 1, Eastbourne 1, Dulwich 0, Wealdstone 1, East Thurrock 2, St Albans 1, Gloucester 0, Truro 1, Hampton and Richmond 2, Western 0, Hemel 0, Billericay 0, and Torquay 0, Chippenham Town 1. So those are your half-time scores from the National League South. There's loads of FA Cup games going on as well. No Premier League or Championship this afternoon. So You just have to do that. We'll give you scores from the League One. It's Bristol Rovers 0, Plymouth 0, Accrington 0, Burton 1, Barnsley 0, Walsall 0, Blackpool 0, Bradford 0, Charlton 1, Wickham 1, Doncaster 1, Luton 1, Gillingham 0, AFC Wimbledon 0, Portsmouth 0, Shrewsbury 0, Scunthorpe 2, Rochdale 0, Southend 0, Peterborough 1, and Sunderland 1, Fleetwood 1. We'll go into League 2 for you now and give you the scores from League 2. Just bear with us. It's Bury 2, Grimsby 0, Cambridge United 1, Carlisle 1. Crewe Mansfield is postponed for some reason. Exeter 2, Notts County 1, Forest Green 1, Port Vale 0, Lincoln 0, Crawley 1, Morecambe 0, Swindon 1, Northampton 0, Cheltenham 1, Oldham 0, Newport 0, Stevenage 1, Macclesfield 0, and Tranmere 1, Colchester 0. Those are your half-time scores from League 2. So we have got a couple of things for you. So just a reminder, up-and-coming things for the Rebels. On Tuesday, this Tuesday, Slough have a friendly organised with the AFC Bournemouth under-23 squad here at Arbour Park. It's a 7:30 kick-off, and not normally we normally kick off at 7:35. 7:30 kick-off for that game. It's free entry if you are a season ticket holder. And then also, if you're not a season ticket holder, it's the same price as pre-season friendlies, which I believe is £6. Look on the Slough Town website for further details. After that, Slough have a quiz night this coming Thursday. That's the 13th of September. The quiz will start at 8, so you'll need to be here for 7:30 to register if you haven't already registered. It's a maximum of 6 people per team, £5 per team member. Don't forget, this is a fundraiser for the club. The money will go to the club, so please try and support that one, please. And then football-wise, Slough will be away in the National League South next Saturday, where they are away to Eastbourne Borough. 3 o'clock kick-off. There are some coach details. You will find more about that if you go on the Slough Town Supporters Trust website, which is sloughtown-supporterstrust.co.uk. And that will give you more details of the coach details for Eastbourne Borough. So there you go. I can tell you that the first ever meeting between the two sides, between Slough and Oxford City, was back in 1894 on the 10th of November 1894 in the FA Amateur Cup. And the last meeting between the two sides was in the Southern Premier League Cup, or the Southern League Cup as it's called, and Slough won that one 2-0 away to Oxford City. So there you go. And it's we've also got to mention to Barry Underwood, his 80th birthday last week, and we've wish you all a very happy birthday, Barry. He is the father of Slough Town manager John Underwood. So we hope you've had a good week of celebrations down in the Cotswold this afternoon, enjoying the last of the what do you call it, the summer that's gone. So there you go. Like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us, please feel free to do so. It's on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, or if you're listening via YouTube, I think it comes up as a comments thing, but it's a chat room. You can come on and say hello, like some of you have. Good afternoon to Tim Abs, who's listening in. That's his username, not just a shortened name of his name. So there you go. So where you can get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio this afternoon. It's been an interesting first half. Firstly, Slough got a penalty, which was never a penalty in a million years. It was a very good save at the feet of Matty Stevens by the Oxford City goalkeeper. And he saved well, but the referee, who was way behind play, gave a penalty, which was converted well by James Dobson in the Slough goal to give Slough the lead on 16 minutes. And then on the stroke of half-time, the Oxford City captain, Joe Ostler, was sent off for a straight red card for a last-man challenge. Slough couldn't score from the free kick, but that was just on the stroke of half-time. So, Oxford City will start the second half. 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 Oxford City Excuse me, with 10 men. Apologies there. Falling asleep here. It's been a long week, unfortunately. So there you go. We would give you the answer to our half-time quizzes if you are just having a last-minute think of this. It's anagrams for you. And these 4 anagrams will give you teams in the National League South. The first one is Botanic Will Rye. The second one, Sour Pet Menswear. The third one is Let Dueling Win. And the fourth one is No Boathouse Burger. And I'll give you the answers to those in a second once the teams come out for the start of the second half. Which may be hopefully a little bit more interesting in the penalty box than it was in the first half. But there you go. We'll keep our eyes out on that one. And while we've got a little bit of a break here while we're waiting for a few things to happen, we on a personal note would like to thank everybody at St Peter's Hospital in Chertsey for the way they looked after my other half while she was in hospital. She's now out of hospital and resting at home, most probably watching episodes of The Bill or 35-year-old episodes of Coronation Street. So yes, thank you for that, all kind people at Chalfont St Peter's Hospital. Sorry, what have you let me in for this evening when I go home? There you go. So we are waiting for the two sides to come out for the start of the second half. It did kick off a little late here, and we can tell you that Burnham are drawing 0-0 with Bury Town in the FA Cup, and Windsor are 2-1 up away to Tuffley Rovers. What a lovely name that is, Tuffley Rovers. So there you go. But we just seeing some of the Slough players come out for the second half here, so it won't be too far away from the start of the second half for you. And we'll give you all of that in a second. So both teams are starting to come out. I'm just going to count the number of Slough players. Slough have got no changes to their lineup. Oxford City just coming out now, so I'm going to keep an eye on their numbers. Obviously, with that sending off on the stroke of half time, I wonder if they're going to put a player on. Here comes the referee. He's been central to everything in the first half. So I'll give you while we're just waiting for. I'm just waiting for the Oxford City players to come out for. So I can see they will be making a substitution as well. Oxford City. And we're just going to see who it is that comes off. But it will be Artie Krasnigi who comes on. 3, 5, 4, 7, 8. 6 is off. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's another player coming 9. So let's have a look to see who it is that's come off. Just leave it there, Barry. Leave it there. It looks like if this guy turns round, it's Stewart who's come off. Carl Stewart is the player off. Coming on is 5 minutes. So a substitution for Oxford City here this afternoon. And it's a kick-off here for you for the second half. Ball played forwards, headed away by Lee Togwell, won by Ashby. And comes through to Shimanga, who skips past the challenge, comes down this left-hand side, surrounded by 3 Slough players. A Slough bit whack here with Warren Harris, finds Josh Chapman. Ball in for Stevens, headed away by Jefford, out of play for a throw to Slough Town. So the Oxford City 10 is Craig King in goal, 2 Kieran Wiltshire, 3 Ben Jefford, 4 John Ashby, 5 is Luke Ruddick, 7 Josh McEachran. Ball's here with Matt Stevens in towards Lee Togwell. I'll just give you the rest of those players in a second. Ball played out here towards George Wells, in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser in towards Dobson, played out as out of play. So 7 was Josh McEachran, 8 Reese Fleet, 9 Matt Patterson, 11 is Kabongo Chimanga, and 16 is RT Crash Niggy. For the Rebels, it's no changes at half time. The ball's here with Lee Togwell, comes back towards George Wells. Here towards Togwell. Togwell being chased down by Patterson, in towards Jack Turner, who clears long for the Rebels. And it's headed away by Ruddick towards Jefford. It looks like a free at the back here for Oxford City this afternoon now for the second half. The ball's here with Krasnigi, plays it in here. And it looks like a 3-4-2 formation for Oxford City. Ball's here with Ashby in towards Jefford, back towards the goalkeeper King, who plays a long ball down the field for Patterson, headed away by Nisbet. And it comes through here towards Fleet. He takes the ball down and gives it to Wiltshire, but Wiltshire's on his back foot. Slips the ball in though towards Fleet, who skips past the challenge and gets the ball back here. 1-2 with Fleet. Wiltshire down this right hand side. Runs straight into George Wells. I gets 2 ricochets and still runs with the ball. Holds up the challenge. Ball played in here to McEachran. Cuts inside. He's offside. It's a great finish, but he was offside. The Slough starting 11 for the second half is Jack Turner in goal. 2 Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 Sam Togwell, 5 Mark Nisbet, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 9 Matt Stevens, 10 Chris Flood, 11 Warren Harris and 12 Sean Fraser. The referee's actually pulled that back for a foul by Slough. And it will be a free kick for Oxford City, around about 30 yards away from the Slough goal, but very much to the side of the tram line of the 18-yard box on that side. And it's McEachran to take this free kick. Slough with some defending to do. Headed away superbly by George Wells. Flicked on by Flood, trying to find Warren Harris. Harris in a foot race here with Jefford, and Harris wins that one and cuts down this near hand side. It's actually Fleet with the challenge, and it's a good challenge by him. Ball's out into the home dugout, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough. Quickly taken by Josh Jackman in towards Fraser, back in towards Jackman. He finds Sam Togwell here towards Nisbet. Nisbet holding the ball, and back towards Sam Togwell. Togwell just waiting for Patterson to come forwards. Plays it here towards Josh Jackman. Jackman plays it in, finding Flood. Little cushion ball towards Warren Harris. Played it in towards Stevens. Stevens holds it up and finds Chris Flood on the right hand side. Flood with Jackman on the overlap. That's a good ball in towards Flood. Jackman just takes down, trying to play the ball in. Back here towards Dobson. Dobson crosses in first time. Back post is Warren Harris. It comes off. It's a corner to the Rebels. Great defending there by Wiltshire, who gets the last touch, and a corner to the Rebels on the far hand side. And it's going to be James Dobson who goes across to take this corner for Slough. And again, it'll be an out-swinging corner here for the Rebels. And Dobson just hits this one with a bit of pace towards Mark Nisbet at the back post, who volleys the ball back into the thing. Headed away though by Wiltshire. He'll break for McEachran, who gets challenged. Oh, great challenge by Thing, but it's played through, and Shimanga's got a one-on-one here up against Lee Togwell, but the referee has pulled it back because he is offside. And Oxford City with a great chance to equalise there, but pulled back for offside. And the Oxford City manager not happy with the officiating here. He says it came off last off a player from Slough, and it shouldn't have been offside. We've got a yellow bin going around the side here for some reason. I don't know what a yellow bin's for. Ball's free kick taken quickly by Slough. Here with Josh Jackman in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to take the challenge, but a foul there. I thought it was a foul, but it's a throw to Slough for some reason. I thought it was a free kick. Should have been a free kick to Oxford City. Again, something else this referee has missed this afternoon. And Slough take the throw quickly with Jackman finding Chris Flood. Flood's got 2 players on him and loses the ball. Was kept in well by Oxford City. Here with Chimanga. Chimanga skipping past the challenge. Plays it out here towards Wiltshire. Wiltshire still inside his own half, but with the ball, chipping it forwards for the run of Chimanga, and Nisbet gets there first for Slough. Plays it back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner just clears long for Slough, trying to find Warren Harris. Flood gets a chest onto it, but it's won back by Ashby into Ruddick. Ruddick now the centre of 3 centre backs. Played out here towards Patterson. Patterson up against Josh Jackman. Jackman gets there first for Slough. Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get that one back. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Right, so hopefully you can hear us again. Apologies there, we've had a bit of a computer nightmare this afternoon. The computer's just decided to close itself down twice. But we're back here. It's still 1-0 with Slough. They've got a corner here on the far side, played into the box. So I come to Warren Harris, who volleys it straight at the goalkeeper though. And it's a good save by the goalkeeper, King. And still 1-0 to Slough, and Oxford City still down to 10 men this afternoon. And it's ball here with Oxford City. And they keep playing it against by this top three. So ball played here towards King. King is plays the ball down the field. Good control here by Wiltshire, who's playing an advanced, more wing-back position here at the moment for Oxford City. Ball played in here, and it's kept here by McEachran. McEachran can turn and plays it in towards Fleet. Fleet has the ball, trying to play it out here towards Patterson. Patterson's come to the wide side, trying to break into the box. He's been followed by Josh Chapman, whose challenge is fantastic and blocks the ball. And then it's picked up by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. No, we're not on apparently. Okay, so let's try that again. I think we were see if we can come back on. We'll just see if we're right, you can hear us now. Someone can hear us. There you go, we're on. So let's now have another corner here now, so someone can hear us. That's the main thing. Hopefully there you go, you've refreshed your page. There it is. It's a corner here for James Dobson to take, and it's in swinging corner this time from the near side for the Rebels. Apologies there. Paul played into the... Oh, it's gone all the way through and it's got in! Slough have got a second goal. And it's come, I believe, off Chris Floods. I'm not even sure who's claiming it actually. It may even been an own goal. But they're going to give it to Chris Floods. The corner came in and it just hit Chris Flood on the back and went into the back of the net. Slough lead 2-0 here at Arbour Park. And again, a fortuitous goal for the Rebels this afternoon. Thank you all for telling me we're back. Sorry about that. The computer just crashed twice and just decided to turn itself off and update itself. So there you go. So I'm not going to open Twitter up for the moment. I'm just going to keep it on this and hope that keeps it here. So Slough 2-0 up here. The ball's here with Reece Fleet of Oxford City. And here towards Ruddick. Ruddick with the ball forwards. Intercepted by George Wells, who can control and plays the ball down here for Matty Stevens. Stevens can hold the ball up, finds Dobson. Dobson's ball back here for the overlap of George Wells. It's Jefford that has to come across with his header. And it's been kept in on the far hand side by Ashby here towards Jefford, who plays the ball down the field. One by Sam Togwell. It will fall to Warren Harris. He plays it to Josh Chapman, heads it back towards Warren Harris. And Harris takes the ball around, hits the hand there. Comes off Krasnicki last, but it's actually gone out for a throw. Taken quickly by Slough towards Sean Fraser. Fraser with the ball in. And here finds Sam Togwell. Tag ball across to his centre-back partner, Mark Nisbet. Here towards Dobson. Dobson spreads it in towards Wells. Now we'll keep a hold of the ball here a little bit here now. And here with Nisbet in towards Dobson. Dobson flicks here for the run of Togwell in towards Matt Stevens. Stevens on the edge of the box. Shoots! Oh, it's just wide of the goal, and that should have been a third for the Rebels. But just wide, and it remains 2-0 here at Arbour Park, and 10-man Oxford City have it all to do now this afternoon. Quick kick by Craig King, intercepted by George Wells, and finds Dobson. Dobson turns away from the challenge and gets the ball here to Dobson. The referee said play on. Ball's here with Fraser. Lovely spread out ball here towards Warren Harris. Harris down his near hand side, makes a bit of space, crosses, comes off Krasnicki for another corner to the Rebels, their 7th of the game. And it's Slough will just take their time as they wait for James Dobson to come across there on the far hand side. And it's going to be from this near hand side, it'll be an in-swinging corner here for the Rebels. And it's they're just taking their time, Arsenal, with this corner. And it will be James Dobson with this corner, aimed straight in, too close to the goalkeeper, easily taken by him. And he rolls the ball out here into the path of Wiltshire. Wiltshire coming down the right hand side. Josh Chapman has gone across and won the ball. It's out of play though for a throw to Oxford City. And they've already used one sub of Oxford City at half time there. I think one of the others is a goalkeeper, so they're a bit short on other reinforcements. The ball's here played to Jefford, now free at the back for Oxford City. Ball played into McEachran, finds Fleet. Fleet immediately closed down by a couple of Slough players, and here with Jefford again. Jefford plays it down the line, looking for Patterson. Flicks the ball on, but that will only fall to the feet of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner spreads it out immediately to George Wells in the left-back position, who can bring it out for the Rebels. Looking for Matty Stevens. Stevens leaves it to come off Ruddock, and Stevens tries to get to the ball first, but it's won back by Ashby down that near-hand side. Trying to find Chimanga. Chimanga gets a touch to it, but Nisbet's there for Slough and plays it back, and Chimanga will chase the ball, but it's played here towards Sam Togwell on the edge of his own box, and finds his brother Lee Togwell in towards Sean Fraser. Back here towards Lee Togwell. Finds Fraser. Fraser under pressure from Patterson, but digs the ball out to Josh Chapman, and Chapman plays it back here towards Sam Togwell. And the front two of Chimanga and Patterson working hard for Oxford City. The ball's here with George Wells in a little bit of an advanced position, but plays it back here towards Sam Togwell. Togwell here towards Josh Chapman. Slough just keeping hold of the ball and trying to draw Oxford City out a little bit. Ball in towards Fraser. Fraser's first time touch in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell in towards James Dobson. Central position now for him. He got a chance of space to turn and loses the ball. Good challenge by Fleet in towards Patterson, and Patterson gets the ball here towards Fleet, who plays it on. Lee Tagwell stretches to win the ball back. Comes out to Kieran Wiltshire on the right hand side. He just skips past the challenge of Matt Stevens down the right and plays it in here to McEachran. McEachran 1-2 with him, but just a little bit too far in front for Wiltshire to get, and it's out of play for a throw to Slough on that far hand side. My apologies again for the loss of sound there in that second half, but we came back at the right time just for the goal there for Chris Flood, his third of the season and his second in 2 games. And it's here with Sean Fraser. Little ball forwards, headed away though by Jefford. One here by Fleet. Slough with a bit of a gap between their front four and their midfield here. Ball's here with Fleet again in the centre circle for Oxford City. Finds Ashby on the left. He just turns and plays it back in here towards Fleet. Fleet has plenty of time on the ball. Looking for the run of Chimanga on the far hand side. He'll keep that in well. Up here against Josh Chapman, trying to hold the ball up. Chapman gets a challenge in and does well to play it, and then gets it's gone out of play for a throw to Oxford City. Taken quickly here, finding Fleet. Back out here to Krasnicki. Krasnicki being chased by Warren Harris. He'll come back here towards Jefford on his own halfway line and brings the ball forwards here for Oxford City in towards Fleet. Fleet back out towards Jefford. So now happy to let the 10-man of Oxford have the ball. Here's with Luke Ruddock. Plays it back out to the left. Jefford, who's a centre back at the moment, intercepted by Sean Fraser and finds Flood towards Warren Harris. Left here for Sean Fraser to turn. He's got Lee Togwell of all people running on the far hand side. Here's it straight at the hand of Kieran Wiltshire. Nothing that Wiltshire could do. That is a free kick, and it's a free kick to Slough, 25 yards away from goal. It's James Dobson standing over this free kick. And it's a free 4-man wall here for Oxford City. The referee yet to mark out the 10 yards. So, roughly you'd say 28 yards away from goal because they're 2 yards inside the thing. Or 26 yards. 26 yards. 25. 26. Who gives a monkeys about a yard? It's standing over is Lee Togwell and James Dobson. Dobson goes for it, hits it low, straight at the wall, and it bounces out here that Jetman wins the ball back, but it's broken on the far hand side to Chimanga. Skips past the challenge to George Wells. He's got to try and keep the ball in on the far hand side. Keeps it in well, crosses first time. It's McEachran up there. McEachran with the effort. He puts it in, off the line by Lee Togwell. With the goalkeeper beat, and what a challenge that was by Lee Togwell. Ball played forwards here for Matty Stevens to chase for Slough. Keeps the ball in on the byline. It's got Warren Harris in there, but it's well taken off him by Ashby. And it's here with Ashby now. He can bring the ball forward. Slough got to be careful on the break here. Great defending by Lee Togwell. What a fantastic effort that was. Ball's here with Fleet. Gives the ball away straight though to George Wells. In towards Flood. Flood finds Sean Fraser. Towards Warren Harris. Harris immediately closed down by Krasniggi. Here towards Sam Togwell. Togwell across to Mark Nisbet. Halfway inside the Slough half. Nisbet holds it up for Lee Togwell to come, and Togwell gets it. Plays it back in. Little 1-2 between the two. And then spreads it to his brother Sam Togwell. Finds Josh Chapman in the right back position further forwards, coming up to the halfway line and being brought over to travel with the ball. Travels and finds Chris Flood. Flood trying to turn. Jefford with the challenge. And it comes here towards Fleet. Ball played forwards but too far for Paddison to chase. And it's into the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Just bear with me for a second. Ball on the far hand side now with George Wells. Wells in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell brings the ball in towards Chris Flood. Gets the ball back here towards Chapman. Inside towards Warren Harris. Harris with a chance inside towards James Dobson. Central. I tried to give it back to Warren Harris, but Krasniggi intercepted. And the ball's here with Josh Ashby. Plays it out here to Kieran Wiltshire. The Oxford City fans, 2 goals down and down, seeing their team down to 10 men, are making a lot more noise than the Slough fans behind the goal. Ball's here with Jefford. Every time, but almost puts it in his own net there. King had to come from the side of the goal to stop that one. Ball up here towards Josh Ashby. Slough going to make a substitution, I can see. Ball's here with Chimanga. In towards Fleet. Fleet plays it in towards Ashby, who's central. Plays the ball forwards in towards McEachran. McEachran's good control. Trying to across the thing. Finds Paddison onto the edge of the box. Paddison cuts inside. Gets a shot away. Just wide of the goal. And it looks like it might be Louis Swords, who's the player who could be coming on for Slough. And it's a goal kick here though for the Rebels, and a couple of Slough players warming up for this second half. We're trying not to give you the scores from the updates, John, and not to use the computer too much, I'm afraid, just to stop it from overheating and blowing up and missing the commentary. Ball's here with Sam Togwell. Finds Mark Nisbet in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser can turn and find George Wells, who's just advanced into the Oxford City half here and brings the ball down that left hand side. He's got McEachran in front of him, but finds Sean Fraser. Fraser looks up and finds Dobson. Dobson, bit of space here to spread it out here across the pitch towards Josh Chapman. Back into Dobson. Dobson playing with a bit more of a central role here, second half. Gives it to Lee Togwell. Poor challenge there. It was a poor ball by James Dobson, and Togwell fouled McEachran. It's a free kick to Oxford City. And the free kick will be halfway inside their own half. And you'll see a second substitution for the Rebels this afternoon. Coming off is James Dobson. Coming on is number 15, Louis Swords. And that's substitution on 72 minutes. James Dobson coming off. And it's Louis Swords coming on for the Rebels. And Dobson just being told by the referee just to hurry up. Dobson getting a good round of applause today here this afternoon. who scored the first goal from the penalty spot, his first of the season. And replaced by Louis Soares, who scored his first goal last time Slough were at home on the Bank Holiday Monday against Dulwich Hamlet. So, and it looks like Soares is going to go to the left-hand side and play left wing. It's Oxford City with the free kick here, though, and it's taken here by Ruddick towards Jefford. Jefford plays the ball down the line, but that's going to go all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who's going to be in no hurry to pick that ball up. And he waits for Paddison to come down. And again, the Oxford City band of 30 fans behind the goal, making far much more noise than the Slough fans. It's come here towards McEachran. First touch in finds Ashby. It's closed down by Matty Stevens. Ball here for Jefford. Flood chasing it down, and Jefford plays it out here, looking for Shimanga, who holds the ball up really well. In towards Fleet. Fleet immediately closed by Lee Togwell. In towards Ashby. Now on this left-hand side. Ashby covering a lot of plastic grass. Plays the ball in here to Paddison. 1-2 with Fleet. Chipped over the top for Paddison to get onto. And the goalkeeper comes out. A great save by Jack Turner to keep Oxford City scoreless here. But it's a corner now on the far-hand side to the away team. Taken quickly by Paddison. Gets the ball here from Fleet. Runs straight into Lee Togwell. Ball's going to be hammered by Mark Nisbet at Paddison. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. But Slough have got to be wary. Going to see a substitution here for Oxford City. Coming off will be Josh Ashby. And coming on is number 14, who is Craig Fassenmaid. So Ashby off and Fassenmaid on. It's their second substitution of the afternoon. And Jefford just being told the instructions of what Fassenmaid is going to do. And it looks like he's going to play in a central role, more on the right hand side. And looks like Oxford City have maybe gone 4-3-2 here at the moment. And Jack Turner will get this game back underway with this goal kick. And a long kick's aimed here for Chris Flood to chase. It's headed away by Jefford. Lee Togwell wins the next effort, trying to find Matty Stevens, but it's won here by Ruddick, who does well to control the ball. Plays it into Shimanga and finds McEachran. McEachran trying to feed it into the substitute, and Fassenmaid comes down the right hand side up against George Wells. Cuts inside the penalty box, still running with the ball. Plays it into Shimanga, who has to stretch. Still playing with the ball. Ball's bouncing around. Still trying to clear. Lee Togwell in the end with the clearance, and it falls here to Louis Soares. Under pressure finds George Wells, who can play the ball down the field looking for Stevens. Stevens trying to get there, being held by Wiltshire. The referee says no foul, and it's played out here on the far hand side, and it's ball played forwards to McEachran. Oxford City showing good skills and play here. Played in towards Paddison, immediately closed down by two Slough players. In towards McEachran, being chased by Josh Jackman. Here towards Fleet. Fleet plays it out on the far hand side and finds Wiltshire. Wiltshire just muscled off the ball by Soares, but Wiltshire wins that battle and then plays it inside here towards Fleet. Fleet's got McEachran on this near hand side. Fleet takes a shot, hits Sam Togwell on the back, and ricochets kindly towards Soares. He finds Flood. Flood trying to turn inside. Jefford wins the ball, and Slough can't get the ball back here against this spirited 10-man Oxford City side here at the moment. Oxford City having the better of the last few minutes. Ball's here with McEachran, who finds Ruddick. Ruddick being urged to bring the ball forward. Travels a few yards in towards Paddison. Paddison high 1-2 on the far hand side, trying to find Fassenmaid, but Fassenmaid gets there and finds Shimanga. Ball over the top. Ruddick's run into the box here for Oxford City. Gets the shot away, and it's come out for a. I thought that got a called corner, but it's a goal kick. I honestly can't believe that wasn't a corner. Slam the ball forward, and it's 2 against 1 here. Matt Stevens turns up against Wiltshire, goes down. And this time, Stevens has gone up with the ball! Oh, and he's put it wide with an open goal! Stevens had gone down. The referee waved away the penalty appeals. Stevens carried on playing. And then he went past everyone. Everyone had started thinking the referee had pulled it back. The referee is going to book, I think it's Jefford, for what he's said. And that should have been a third for the Rebels, but Stevens is. I'm just going to see who's actually given it to Ruddick, who's got the yellow card there for. It's it's a yellow card to Ruddick on 78 minutes. And it's King to clear the ball down the field here. And it's flicked on well by Fastenmaid, who's had a good few minutes since he's come on. And Slough will make their third and final substitution. But I can't see who it is because they won't turn the board round. But when it comes round, it's coming off Chris Flood. And coming on is Ben Harris. So Ben Harris taking the place of Chris Flood, who's getting a warm reception as he comes off. And a warm reception to some of you are on. Grahamson is in the Bahamas. Sebastian Gray's in the Bahamas. You're having a conversation. One of you's in Nassau, and the other one's in Freeport. It's a football thing, not a thing about you boasting about where you guys are on holiday. It's a throw for Slough, level with their 18-yard box that on the far hand side that George Wells will take. Got 12 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on here this afternoon. And it's Wells' throw, flicked on here by Ben Harris, but heads it totally in the wrong direction and heads it out of the ground. And it's a throw here for Oxford City. And Wiltshire will be the player that takes this throw. And he's just looking for some movement. Comes from Ruddick. Just overruns the ball. Ben Harris tries to close it down, but Ruddick still running with the ball here for Oxford City. Now coming across the field of play. It's got Krasniggi on this left-hand side if he needs him. Cuts back inside to McEachran. And McEachran rings forward back here towards Ruddick. Ruddick then plays it out to Krasniggi. Krasniggi, first time really forward, into the box, headed away by Nisbet. And it will come out for a throw to Oxford City. It's in the away dugout area. Slough fan not too quick in throwing the ball back. But Slough lead here 2-0. And Krasniggi will take this throw in towards Fleet, back towards Krasniggi. Trying to cut inside. Ball blocked by Ben Harris. And it's out for a throw which Fleet will take. And he finds Jefford. Jefford turns away inside from Ben Harris in towards Chimanga. Chimanga immediately under pressure from two Slough players, one of them being Swords. Swords has won the ball back for Slough, then plays it forwards looking for Ben Harris. Ben Harris comes down the right hand side. Up against Jefford, cuts inside past him, overruns the ball. Fleet with the challenge. It's a really good challenge by the midfielder, and then it's gone out of play for a corner to the Rebels. And chased well by Ben Harris, who lost the ball but chased it in. And Slough have a corner. James Dobson off the field, so it'll be Louis Soares that will take the corner. And finally the Slough fans have found their voice this afternoon. Looks like we might have a someone from another club taking notes. Soares will take this corner. It'll be an out-swinging corner here for Slough. And Soares takes it short towards Lee Togwell. Back into Soares, who'd missed where it was going, and it's a throw to Oxford City. Slough too busy arguing. Josh Chapman comes across and volleys that into the crowd. And it will be a throw again to Oxford City. I can't think if I gave you the answers to the quiz. I'll do that in a second. I knew I'd forget. I must be told you. I'm miles away today. Ball's here with Ruddick. Plays it across to King. King just turns inside, does a little Cruyff turn inside his own box against Ben Harris. It's ball here for Ruddick to bring the ball out. Ruddick bringing it out more in towards Fleet though. Fleet's very deep for Oxford City now. Almost on his back 18-yard line. Chips the ball here for Wiltshire. Wiltshire takes it on his thigh and holds the ball up here. Trying to make a bit of space to take a run of his own. Back heels it into the path of Fazenmaid. Fazenmaid brings it in. Well intercepted by Sam Togwell towards Lee Togwell. Now finds Louis Soares. Soares running through the middle. Evades a couple of challenges. Ben Harris holds the ball off. Plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris being forced wide. Goalkeeper comes out. He's chasing him down here, and it's a Warren Harris cross. Hits Craig King and gets a yellow card for kicking the ball away when you're 2-0 down. It's called stupidity. What a silly thing to do. And Slough have a throw here, and that's the third yellow card given to an Oxford City player this afternoon. 2 balls on the pitch, which is why we've got a little break in play. 8 minutes of the game left, plus whatever the referee adds on. Josh Chapman's going to come across to take this throw for Slough. Just waiting for some movement. Comes from Warren Harris. Harris towards the corner flag. Trying to hold the ball up. He's had the ball taken off him by Crash Niggy, but Fleet tries to keep the ball in down that byline. Josh Chapman wins the ball back. He's in towards Warren Harris, trying to skip past. Fleet gets there. Warren Harris keeps it in towards Josh Chapman, whose shot is saved by the goalkeeper King. And the ball up here towards Patterson, flicking the ball onto Shimanga, but won back by Sean Fraser. And the ball gone all the way back to Jack Turner in the Slough goal by George Wells. And Patterson will chase this down, but Turner plays it back out here towards Warren Harris. Harris beats the ball by Christ Niggy, but it falls here towards Sam Togwell, and Sam Togwell chips the ball forwards, looking for the run of Matty Stevens. Stevens up against Ruddick. Ruddick knows he's been in a battle this afternoon against Stevens, and Ruddick manages to play the ball out. It's gone, kept in play. It's won back by Sean Fraser, who finds Josh Chapman. Chapman's ball inside towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet then plays it in towards Lee Togwell, out towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure from McCachran, plays the ball in towards Wells. Wells comes in and plays it out here towards Swords, down the left-hand side. Swords gets across in. First time, it's Jefford who heads the ball away, and McCachran tries to head it back. Lee Togwell gets a foot in there to try and get to it. It's a goal kick, though, to Oxford City. Tim says, do Oxford City all want to get sent off? But it does seem that way, that Oxford City have lost their heads a little bit here. Ball's been played back by Wiltshire to the goalkeeper King. Long ball by him, headed away by George Wells. And Wiltshire's underneath it. Saws is trying to back into him and try and get to the ball. And Wiltshire turns. It's a foul by Louis Saws. And a free kick to Oxford City, taken quickly, where it's played back to Ruddick. Here towards Jefford, who started the game as a left back, now playing almost a left of a 2 in theory for Oxford City. It looks like Reece Fleet has kind of gone as the right of the 3 centre backs. Ball here with Jefford in towards Ruddick, back here towards Jefford. Slough will be quite happy to let them have the ball, but Jefford plays the ball forwards. Oh, good run by Shimanga, but well spotted by Jack Turner, who comes to the edge of his box and intercepts the ball well for Slough. Rolls it out here towards Mark Nisbet. Nisbet comes back in here towards Jack Turner. The Slough goalkeeper has the ball at his feet, in towards Sam Togwell. Plays it in towards Sean Fraser, who's got some space here at his feet. Brings the ball out towards Josh Chapman. Chapman here towards Ben Harris. Harris holds the ball up. Quite happy to let McCachran come down and chase him before plays it to Sam Togwell. And across here towards Jack Turner. So just slowing the pace down here. Played out quickly towards George Wells. Takes it down on his chest on the far hand side. And Fasten made is turned by Wells, and the referee says play on. Played in by Wells towards Ben Harris. His header comes to Lee Togwell. Look, played it in towards Matt Stevens. Matt Stevens won't get there. It's come off the head of Ruddick for a corner to the Rebels. 832. 832 is the crowd here, and the man of the match has been given to George Wells this afternoon. But Slough have a corner on the far hand side, in swinging corner to be taken by Louis Saws. And Saws whips this ball in, bit close to the goalkeeper. Togwell goes diving in, and it's a goal kick to Oxford City. And we've got around about 4 minutes of normal time, plus whatever the referee adds on. He didn't add on much in the first half, so I'm not expecting too much on the second half here. But Slough with this 2-goal lead here. Goals coming from James Dobson from the penalty spot and Chris Flood in the second half. The kick's taken quickly by King, short towards Jefford, who finds Fleet. Fleet being trapped all the way by Lee Togwell, and Togwell blocks the ball, and George Wells tries to get through, but Fleet comes in with a challenge. It will go all the way through to Jack Turner, who comes out of his goal, plays it first, headed away by Ruddick. And it will come out here towards Mark Nisbet. Heads the ball forwards only as far as Fleet. Takes the ball down, hits it straight at George Wells. And Wells plays it back towards Sam Togwell. In towards Sean Fraser. Back towards Sam Togwell. Here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser turns inside towards Lee Togwell. Played in towards Sam Togwell. Slough keeping the ball well here. Played out towards Josh Jackman, who's acres of space down this near-hand side. It can bring the ball forwards for Slough. Just being urged to come back here. Slough don't need a third goal. The 2 goals is enough at the moment. And it's here with Nisbet and Sam Togwell playing 1-2s here. And then back in towards Josh Chapman again, who's got space and urge to bring the ball forwards. Chips the ball forwards, looking for the run of Stevens. It's come to Jefford, who plays it back towards the goalkeeper, King. And he plays the ball out on the far hand side, looking for Fazan Maid, but it's gone out of play. It's a throw to Slough. George Wells takes it and finds Lee Togwell, who's in a lot more of space. Slough being told by the management team to keep the ball. Here with Sean Fraser towards Lee Togwell. McEachran dives in with a challenge, but it's won back by Lee Togwell, and Togwell on the ball now finds George Wells. Slough just got to make sure they don't give the ball away. And George Wells plays it back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. 2-0 still the score here for the Rebels. Chipped out by Turner, looking for Jackman, heads the ball on, finding Ben Harris, trying to find Warren Harris, intercepted by Krasniggi. Krasniggi goes down under a foul, and it's a free kick for Oxford City. And the Oxford City manager telling his two makeshift centre-backs to go forwards into the box. King will take this free kick and plays it into the area, headed away by George Wells. Will it break here for Soares? Soares can't keep the ball in. It's out of play for a throw to Oxford City on the far hand side. And Oxford City trying to rush to take this one a little bit quicker here this afternoon. And Slough fans finally making their voices heard this afternoon. Ball's here with McEachran in towards Fleet, looking for the run of Chimanga, but seen off here by Wells. Back towards Jack Turner, and Turner chips the ball forwards here, looking for Ben Harris. Jefford beaten to the ball by Harris. Wiltshire wins the second header, comes through to Jefford, heavy touch, but he finds Krasniggi on this left hand side, and Krasniggi can bring the ball forwards here for Oxford City. Cuts inside, plays it into Chimanga. Chimanga tackled by Nisbet, but breaks for McEachran. Ekran plays the ball into Patterson. Patterson trying to play a 1-2. Jackman's there for Slough to play it towards Turner. He plays the ball out. Ben Harris up against Ruddick, but Slough won the second ball with Togwell. Ball played over the top here for Matty Stevens to chase. Stevens lets the ball come down. He's lost the ball, but it breaks here for Soares. Soares on the left hand side, breaking down the left side up against Wiltshire. Needs a bit of help here, and it finally comes from George Wells. Wells takes a touch here and then crosses into Matt Seaver, come through, and Ben Harris is offside. He puts it in the back of the net, but he's given offside. And Oxford City take the free kick quickly, headed away by Jackman, only as far as Chimanga. And this Togwell gets the leg to it, knocks it out of play for a throw. And it will be a throw here to Oxford City, just inside their own half, on this left near. Is 1 minute of added time again? Has he? I think he's got something wrong with his watch. Is this referee? How is it only 1 minute of added time? It's crazy. Ball's here with Ruddick, who brings the ball forwards and finds Fleet. Fleet's for Oxford City, finds Patterson. Patterson trying to turn and lose Josh Jackman, but Jackman's followed him almost everywhere. Ball's here with McEachran, 30 yards away from goal. Little 1-2, McEachran challenged by Sam Togwell. He's now trying to get the ball, but it's here with Ruddick. Ruddick plays it out to Krasniggi. Krasniggi coming down the left-hand side, up against Warren Harris, hits it straight at Warren Harris, out for a throw on the far-hand side. Taken quickly, ball into the box to Chimanga, holding the ball up in the area, finds McEachran, who's being forced backwards by Slough's numbers behind the ball, here towards Ruddick. Ruddick being forced back by Ben Harris. Ben Harris wins the ball, but it finds Fleet. Ball in, Josh Jackman hooks the ball clear, only as far as Krasniggi. Oxford City putting pressure on here with Chimanga, turns inside the box, breaks inside, gets it in, and a great challenge by Lee Togwell, blocks the ball. It's out for a corner, number 4 for Oxford City now. And it will be McEachran that goes across. He's in no hurry to go across to take the corner, but it's a corner here for Oxford City. It'll be an in-swinging corner. Even the goalkeepers... Where's the goalkeeper disappeared to? He's not even on the pitch, is he? I don't know where the goalkeeper for Oxford City is away, and there's a chance here for Matt Stevens. The goalkeeper King was having a drink. Matt Stevens plays 1-1. And it's a great save by King again. He's done well to deny him at his feet. Played it in, his handball. Well, it won't make no difference. It's full-time whistle here at Arbour Park. It's finished. Slough Town 2, Oxford City 0, and it's been gifted on a plate by the referee, Mr. Durkin, who has given Slough a very, 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 very dubious penalty in the first half, which was put away by James Dobson. The second goal was scored by Chris Flood with a corner that hit him on the back of the head and went in the back of the goal. Slough have come away here with the 3 points this afternoon, but it's not been the greatest of games of football. Richard Weiss has just tuned in from Thailand. Thank you all very much for joining in. Apologies again for losing the sound earlier on in that second half. We had a bit of computer problems there. As the game's over, we're going to see if we can find a way of getting you the final scores from the other games in our league as well. So just bear with me while I try and find that one. Thank you, Paul, for your kind words. It's the Oxford City players just going across to their fans, who have done really well today actually this afternoon, of the Oxford City fans, been in good voice. Slough fans in good voice now to our side, but the Slough players are coming off here. They've got the 3 points here with that 2-0 victory. Just going to try and find you the scores from the National League South's other games this afternoon. It's Bath City 4, Hungerford 1. These are all latest at the moment. Chelmsford 0, Welling 0. Concord 1, Woking 1, Dartford 1, Eastbourne 2. That's where we go next Saturday. Dulwich 1, Wealdstone 1, East Thurrock 2, St Albans 3, who've come back from behind. Gloucester City 0, Truro Road 2, Hampton and Richmond 3, Western Supermare 1. It's Hemel Hempstead 0, Billericay 1, and full-time scores are Torquay United 0, Chippenham 1. For the table, what that means at the moment, with still some scores to come in, Slough will move up to 10th place in the league this evening. And the two goalkeepers just embracing as they come off here. But a crazy game there for the Rebels, where the referee's performance will definitely be under some kind of discussion from the Oxford City side, I'm sure. But a poor referee and performance. Thanks to everyone for anagram. So I didn't give you the solutions to the anagram. Sorry, Claire. Right, Botanic Will Rye is Billericay Town. Sour Pet Menswear is Western Supermare. Let Dueling Win is Welling United. And No Boathouse Burger are our opponents in the National South next week, Eastbourne Borough. My apologies for not giving you the quizzes for the quiz answers there till the end of the game. Everything was going wrong this afternoon. Apologies for the loss of sound. Thank you all very much for listening. I hope you all have an enjoyable rest of the weekend here this afternoon. Richard Vider's going for a Chang B, you lucky, lucky man. But there you go. We will be back next Saturday, Eastbourne Borough. Don't forget there is a game on Tuesday here for Slough, friendly against AFC Bournemouth's under 23s, but there will be no commentary of that game. So there you go. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you all for listening in this afternoon. We'll be back on next Saturday, where we'll be, hopefully the weather will be nice and we'll be down on the beach. So until then, thank you all so very much. Bye-bye.